Hello, my lovely Padawans, and welcome to all of you nice, awesome, and glorious Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Today, I'm going to give you a rundown / deck profile of my DCR, also known as Dark Crisis set deck. So, it is the 9th set released in the TCG Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is a very fun deck to use, as you will also see in my battle against my friend Ourzim in the next video. Right, so right off the bat we have one copy of Archfiend Soldier, 1900, level 4 beater, easy peasy. YGO, easy peasy, level 4, 1850 beater. Then Dog, 1800 beater. Then Battle Footballer, two of those. Those are level 4, 2100 defense points monsters. Then the Kaiser Glider, which is a level 6 light dragon monster, which cannot be destroyed by battle, with a monster that has the same attack. And if it is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster on the field and return it to the hand. Then we have one copy of Great Maju Garzet, which is one of the two, presumably, boss monsters of the deck, if you can be lucky enough. So the attack of this card becomes twice the original attack of one monster that you tributed for the tribute summon of this card. So pretty much, if you could have summoned this card, right, and then sacrifice it for Great Maju Garzet will become, will have 4,800 attack points. That's, I'm going to say that again, 4,800 attack points, right? Right, so basically makes it stronger than some modern cards from 2017, attack-wise, right? Then one copy of Guardian Trice. It's a level 5 Thunder monster, which must be summoned. It has a special summon condition. Cannot be summoned unless you control face-up Twin Swords of Flashing Light Trice, which is a spell card. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon the monster from the graveyard that was used for its tribute summon. So pretty much you have to have a monster equipped with this spell card, sacrifice it for Guardian Trice, and when Guardian Trice is destroyed, you can bring back the monster you summoned him with. Then two copies of the Blindly Loyal Goblin. It's a nice level 4 1800 effect beater, which as long as it remains on the field, the opponent cannot steal it. I mean, its ownership, its control cannot change. And then one copy of Zolga. It has a nice effect, which sadly I do not use in this deck because I don't have high level monsters, but its effect is that it can be used if it's used for a tribute summon, like, right, for, you know, wait, I can use it actually, I thought of something else. When it's used for a tribute summon, you gain 2,000 life points. So pretty much the best scenario is you get Zog out, you sacrifice it for Kaiser, you get 2,000 life points. And then you sacrifice Kaiser for Great Maju Garzet, and you get almost 5,000 attack point monster. That's it. Then one copy of Reflect Bounder. Now that's a nice card, because before damage calculation, if this card is being attacked by an opponent's monster and was in face-up attack position at the start of the damage step, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attacking monster's attack. And if you do after the damage calculation, you destroy this card. Sorry. Right. Then two copies of Desphero Imp. It's a flip monster with 1800 defense, which is okay for that time. Its effect is that you can target one card in your graveyard and you can shuffle it back into your deck. So that's an easy way to get back these guys. Then two copies of Kelbeck. It's, again, a nice monster. It's similar to an older card, but, you know, pretty much a monster that attacks this card returns to its owner's hand, and damage calculation is applied normally. So you usually set this card, right? Or or summon it and attack an opponent's powerful monster and then get it back into the hand and whatever. Then 2 copies of Thousand Needles. That's again a effect defensive monster, 1800 defense. So its effect is that when it's in defense position and your opponent attacks it with a monster that has lower than its defense, that monster is destroyed at the end of the damage step. Then 1 copy of the Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu, which is a flip effect monster, which gives you the ability to add an equipment spell card from your deck to your hand. So that's one of the ways to get, for example, let's say Trice, if you had him in your hand. Then 2 copies of the actually really nice ritual monster, the legendary Flame Lord. Pretty much his effect is that each time you or your opponent activates 1 spell card, you can put a spell counter on it. Then you can remove 3 spell counters from this hand to destroy all monsters on the field except itself, which is fucking awesome. It reminds me, well, yeah, it reminds me of that one of the synchro cards that Jack uses. Right, anyway. 1 copy of Drag Down into the Grave. That's a spell card that is both players reveal their hands and each chooses 1 card from their opponent's hand. Then you discard the chosen cards from both players' hands. Then both players draw 1 card. It can pretty much sometimes fuck up your opponent's plays and vice versa. And I just gotta do it. Sorry, guys. Right, so the next spell card is the Fairy of Spring. It's a nice spell card that works around with equipment spell cards, because obviously this set is a bit heavy. No, not that heavy on equipment spells, but it has them. So pretty much you can target 1 equipment spell card in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. But you cannot use that said equipment spell card this turn. Then 2 copies of the ritual spell that summons the Flame Lord. 1 copy of Different Dimension Gate. It pretty much banishes 1 of your monsters and 1 of your opponent's monsters. And when it leaves the field, the banished monsters come back to the field. Then Morale Boost. It's an equipment spell support continuous spell card. Man, that was a lot of words. Pretty much each time a player equips an equipment spell card, increase the life points of the controller of that equipment spell card by 1000 life points. Then each time an equipment spell card is removed from the field, the controller of that equipment spell card takes 1000 points of damage. So if you're going to use this, you better make sure you don't lose your equipment spell cards. Then the Twin Swords of Flashing Light Trice. As I said earlier, that's an equipment spell, and pretty much it allows you to send a card from your hand to the graveyard and equip it to a monster. That monster loses 500 attack points, but it can attack a second time each battle phase. Then 1 copy of Gravity Axe Growl. Just like Trice, it has a monster that can be summoned and used, whatever, but it's shit, right? But pretty much your opponent, the equipped monster with this card gains 500 attack points, and monsters your opponent controlled cannot change their battle positions, which is really funky. Then 1 copy of Rod of Silence Skyest, and the equipped monster gains 500 defense, and it negates other spell effects that target the said equipped monster, and if you do, you destroy these spell cards. Pretty much you can negate 1 destruction from a spell card. And then 1 copy of Shooting Starbow Seal, which can be used to hinder an opponent's tough monster, because it makes it lose 1000 life points, but it allows it to attack you directly, so bear that in mind. Then for traps, 1 copy of Altar for Tribute. You can select a monster on your side of the field and send it to the graveyard, and then increase your life points by an amount equal to the original attack of the monster. Easy peasy. Then the Really Eternal Rest. trap card allows you to destroy all monsters equipped with equipment spell cards. And then 1 copy of Arsenal Robber. Your opponent selects 1 equipment spell card from his or her deck and sends it to the graveyard. Which is a very nice trick to get a fast equipment spell, because you can combo Arsenal Robber with the Fairy of the Spring to get it back from the graveyard. You get it from your deck to the graveyard, then you get it back to your hand, which is an easy... Of course, you cannot use it on the same turn, but it's an easy way to get it. Then 3 copies of the best trap of this deck, and that is the Sakuretsu Armor. Pretty much, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster and destroy that target. Then 1 copy of Frozen Soul. You can only activate this card when your life points are at least 2,000 lower than your opponent's. Then your opponent's next battle phase is skipped. So that can save you some time. Then 1 copy of Final Attack Orders. It's a continuous trap card which pretty much all face-up monsters on the field are changed to attack position, and their battle positions cannot be changed as long as this card remains on the field, of course. And finally, 1 copy of Spell Vanishing. It is a counter trap card. Pretty much you discard 2 cards from your hand and you can negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. Also, you can look at your opponent's hand and deck, and if you find any spell cards of the same name as the destroyed spell card, send all of them to the graveyard. So in my case, let's say, I can do it for this card. If my opponent, if he's playing the same deck, uses the Incandescent Ordeal, I can negate it, destroy it, by discarding 2 cards from my hand, negate, destroy it, and if there's more of those, I can destroy them as well. So bear in mind, it's actually a really nice card even today. I hope you enjoyed this video, my lovely Padawans and Yu-Gi-Oh fans alike. I will see you in the next video when we will duel with this deck, and may the Force be with you always.